Hello goat lovers, this is Crystal here with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats, and it is time for breeding. So here on our ranch we are actually breeding Nigerian dwarfs, which we have the option of breeding them whenever we want. So a Nigerian dwarf can breed year-round as opposed to the standard size dairy goats. So I do breed in the fall. Even though we can breed year-round, it does tend to, the bucks are going to go into rut in the fall, just so when things cool down, the does act a little more vocal and just more receptive in the fall than they would throughout the year. But either way, Nigerians, you can breed year-round. So I breed in the fall the girls that I'm going to take to show. So they're pregnant for 145 to 155 days. Here I've noticed more towards the 145 for the Nigerians. And how you can tell that your doe is in heat is pretty simple. They act, so if they don't have a buck around, which is really easy to tell when they have a buck around, but if they don't have a buck around them, you'll notice that they're more vocal. They wag their tails a lot, trying to flag the scent. They're going to even mount the other does. They get kind of a little more aggressive. They'll make the buck sounds and go, flapping their tongue and whatnot at the other does. You'll also notice a discharge. Now, some does are a lot more obvious than others. Some does, I have had a doe that her whole heat cycle seems to go on for an eternity, which really is like a week, where some does it's just a couple days. So you just really have to know your particular doe. I recommend writing their heat cycles down, just so you know, so you're up to par with your doe and when they go into heat. So about every 19 to 21 days, a Nigerian dwarf will go back into heat. So if you have a buck with them, that's an extremely easy way to tell if they're in heat. The buck is, even though bucks are going to be bucks, if they're in with does, even when they're not in heat, they might even mount them sometimes. But when they are in heat, the doe is flagging, she's standing there for him, she's receptive, she wants the buck to breed her. Whereas if she's not in heat, she's running from him or she's annoyed with him, she's not standing there for him. So those are the different types of ways you can tell with a buck in there if she's in heat or not. So all the same things, the discharge, the a little more vocal, but with a buck, as well, also with the buck, you're going to notice that he doesn't want anybody else around a doe that's in heat, not even the other does. So I'm going to give you guys a little footage. You'll notice that this doe's tail is flagging. She's standing there for him. And you'll also notice the buck doesn't want anybody around her. So all telltale signs that your doe is in heat.